The door swung open without a knock, and there stood Sarah, my mom's closest friend, her eyes widening as they landed on me mid-change in the dim light of my childhood bedroom. I froze, towel slipping slightly, my heart pounding not just from the surprise but from the way her gaze lingered a second too long, stirring something I'd buried deep. In that instant, the air thickened with unspoken secrets, and I knew my carefully constructed facade was cracking irreparably. I yanked the towel tighter around me, cheeks burning, but Sarah didn't avert her eyes immediately. Instead, she murmured an apology that sounded half-hearted, her voice low and steady, like she was assessing the situation rather than fleeing it. "Alex, I didn't mean to barge in," she said, stepping back but not closing the door fully, as if inviting a conversation I wasn't ready for. My mom, downstairs in the kitchen of our suburban New Jersey home, was oblivious, chatting away on the phone about some church fundraiser, her world neatly ordered while mine teetered on the edge. Sarah had been a fixture in our lives since I was a kid, the successful architect who escaped a conservative Southern upbringing, now living openly as a lesbian in Manhattan. Mom adored her for her strength, but always with an undertone of pity, whispering about how Sarah's choices had cost her family ties. I'd admired her from afar, her confidence a beacon in my own sea of doubt, but now, standing exposed, admiration twisted into something more terrifying. Attraction. I stammered. "It's fine, just close the door." But she hesitated, her expression shifting from surprise to concern, as if she saw right through me. That evening dinner was tense. Mom served her famous lasagna, oblivious to the undercurrents. Sarah sat across from me, her foot accidentally brushing mine under the table, sending a jolt through my body. I pulled away sharply, focusing on my plate, but my mind raced. Why did her presence unsettle me so? At 22, fresh out of college with a degree in psychology, I was supposed to have it all figured out. A steady boyfriend named Mark, whom Mom approved of, and a job lined up at a local counseling center. But lately, Mark's kisses felt obligatory, and my dreams were haunted by vague, feminine figures that left me waking in confusion. After dinner, as Mom cleared the table, Sarah pulled me aside in the hallway. "Alex, about earlier. Are you okay?" Her hand grazed my arm, warm and reassuring, but it ignited a firestorm inside. I nodded too quickly, muttering, "Yeah, no big deal." But she pressed, her blue eyes piercing. "You don't have to pretend with me. I've been where you are, hiding, questioning." Her words hung heavy, implying she knew my secret before I did. Panic surged. If she could see it, could Mom? I retreated to my room, locking the door, but sleep evaded me. That night I scrolled through old photos on my phone, lingering on ones of Sarah at family barbecues, her laugh genuine, her style effortlessly chic. By morning I decided I had to confront this or it would consume me. The next day I drove into the city under the pretense of job hunting, but really to see Sarah at her firm. The Manhattan skyline loomed, a stark contrast to our quiet suburb, mirroring my internal chaos. Her office was sleek, glass walls reflecting the bustling streets below. She greeted me with a hug that lingered, her perfume subtle vanilla, enveloping me. "What brings you here?" she asked, closing the door for privacy. I blurted it out. "What you said last night." "How did you know?" She sat on the edge of her desk, crossing her legs, and shared her story, coming out at 25, losing her parents' support, but gaining authenticity. "It starts with a moment like yesterday," she said softly. "A spark that forces you to choose. Hide or live." Her words resonated, but fear clawed at me. What about Mom, devout Catholic, who volunteered at the church and viewed homosexuality as a test from God? Dad had passed years ago, leaving her as my anchor, her expectations a weight I couldn't shake. As I left Sarah's office, she slipped me her personal number. "Call if you need to talk." That evening back home, Mom noticed my distraction. "Everything all right, sweetie? You seem off." I lied, "Just job stress." But inside the conflict brewed. Mark called suggesting a date, but I declined, claiming fatigue. Lying in bed, I texted Sarah, "I think I need to talk more." Her reply came instantly, "Anytime." Over the following weeks, our conversations deepened. Late-night calls turned into coffee meetups in hidden cafes, where Sarah listened without judgment as I unpacked my doubts. I've always felt different, I confess one rainy afternoon in a Greenwich Village spot. Like I'm playing a role. She nodded, her hand covering mine briefly. That's the prison of expectation. Breaking free hurts, but staying hurts more. Her touch sent shivers, but I pulled back, reminding myself she was Mom's friend off limits. Yet the pull was magnetic, her wisdom a lifeline in my storm. One evening, after a particularly raw talk, Sarah drove me home. In the car, under the glow of streetlights, she turned to me. "Alex, what do you want?" The question pierced, and impulsively, I leaned in, our lips brushing in a tentative kiss. Time stopped, it felt right, electric, unlike anything with Mark. But guilt crashed in immediately. I jerked away. "We can't." "Mom." Sarah sighed. "I know. But denying this will destroy you." As I slipped inside, Mom was waiting, her face curious. "Late night with Sarah?" I nodded vaguely, heart racing. Little did I know this was just the beginning of the unraveling. The kiss haunted me for days, a forbidden memory that replayed in quiet moments, stirring both exhilaration and dread. I avoided Sarah's calls, burying myself in job applications and forced dates with Mark, hoping normalcy would erase the turmoil. But Mom, ever perceptive, cornered me in the kitchen one morning over coffee. "You've been distant, Alex. Is it Mark? Or something else?" Her eyes searched mine, and for a split second I considered confessing, but the thought of her disappointment silenced me. Instead I deflected. "Just figuring out life, Mom." She patted my hand, her wedding ring glinting. A reminder of her traditional values. "Pray about it. God has a plan." Her words, meant to comfort, felt like chains. That afternoon, unable to resist longer, I met Sarah in Central Park, the autumn leaves crunching underfoot as we walked. "Why do you ghost me?" she asked, hurt flickering in her eyes. I admitted. "I'm scared. Of everything." She stopped, facing me. "Fear is what kept me silent for years. Don't make my mistakes." Our conversation flowed into deeper waters, her estrangement from her family, the loneliness of her choices. "It cost me dearly," she said, "but I'd pay it again for freedom." As we sat on a bench watching joggers pass, her proximity ignited that spark again. This time, when our hands touched, I didn't pull away. We talked for hours, sharing dreams and fears, the connection growing undeniable. But reality intruded when my phone buzzed. Mom reminding me of family dinner. Guilt gnawed. Sarah was like an aunt to me, trusted by Mom. Betraying that felt monstrous. Yet, as we parted, she whispered, "Think about what you deserve." That night at dinner, Mark joined us, Mom beaming at our perfect couple status. He kissed my cheek, but it felt hollow, a performance. Later, alone, I broke down, tears soaking my pillow. The choice loomed. Pursue this with Sarah or suppress it for Mom's sake. The internal battle escalated when Sarah invited me to a gallery opening in Soho, her world of art and openness. I went, dressed in a simple black dress, feeling out of place among the chic crowd. Sarah introduced me as a dear friend, but her eyes said more. As we wandered, admiring abstract paintings that mirrored my confusion, a woman approached. Elena, Sarah's ex, tall, poised. She hugged Sarah warmly, then eyed me curiously. "New protégé," she teased. Sarah laughed it off, but tension simmered. Later, in a quiet corner, Elena pulled me aside. "Be careful with her. She has a way of drawing you in, then pulling back when things get real." Her words planted seeds of doubt. Was Sarah using me to relive her youth? Shaken, I confronted Sarah outside. "What's the deal with Elena?" She sighed, admitting they'd dated years ago, ending badly due to Sarah's commitment issues stemming from family rejection. "I'm different now," she insisted. "With you it's real." Her vulnerability disarmed me, and we ended the night in her apartment, talking until dawn. No more than that, but the intimacy terrified me. Driving home at sunrise, I realized the stakes. Pursuing this meant risking Mom's heartbreak, my social circle's judgment, and perhaps Sarah's reliability. Mom noticed my late return. "Out all night? With who?" I lied. "Friends from college." But suspicion lingered in her gaze. Days later at church, the sermon on moral temptations felt pointed. Mom squeezing my hand as if sensing my drift. That evening, Mark proposed a weekend getaway, pressuring for more commitment. I agreed half-heartedly, but during the trip, his advances repelled me. "What's wrong?" he asked, frustrated. I couldn't explain, ending things abruptly. "I need space." He stormed out, leaving me alone in the hotel, sobbing. Back home, I confessed to Sarah over the phone. I broke up with Mark. Her relief was palpable. "Good. Now what about us?" Our us began tentatively, stolen moments in the city, where anonymity shielded us. Sarah showed me her life. Queer book clubs, pride events subtly attended. I tasted freedom, but shadows loomed. One day, Mom found a text from Sarah on my phone. Innocent but affectionate. "Why so many messages from her?" she probed. I brushed it off, but paranoia set in. Then the first betrayal hit. Elena contacted me anonymously online, warning of Sarah's past infidelities. "She's not over me," the message read. Doubt festered. I confronted Sarah, who denied it vehemently. "Elena's bitter. Trust me." But the seed grew, fracturing our budding trust. Amid this, family pressure mounted. Mom arranged a blind date with a nice boy from church, insisting, "You need stability." I went miserable, the evening a farce. Afterward, I met Sarah confessing the date. Jealousy flashed in her eyes. "Are you serious about this, Alex? Or just experimenting?" Her words stung, echoing my fears. We argued, voices rising in her apartment. "I'm risking everything," I shouted. "And you question me?" She softened, pulling me close. "I'm sorry. This is hard for me too." We reconciled, but the crack remained. The turning point came at Thanksgiving. Mom hosted, inviting Sarah as always. The table buzzed with relatives, conservative aunts clucking about modern sins. Sarah and I exchanged glances, tension electric. Under the table, her foot touched mine deliberately, a risky game. Later, in the kitchen alone, she whispered, "I can't hide this anymore." Panic surged. "Not here." But Mom walked in, catching our proximity. "What's going on?" Her tone sharp. We froze, the air thick with impending doom. Mom's question hung in the air like a guillotine, her eyes darting between Sarah and me in the cluttered kitchen. Pumpkin pie scents clashing with the sour taste of fear in my mouth. "Nothing, just chatting." I lied, but my voice cracked, betraying me. Sarah stepped back smoothly, grabbing a dish towel. "Helping with cleanup," she added casually. Mom nodded skeptically, but the seed of suspicion was planted. As guests left, she pulled me aside. "Sarah's been around a lot lately. Anything I should know?" Her concern masked deeper worry about my phase. Perhaps. I denied it, but inside the walls closed in. That night, Sarah texted, "We need to talk about telling her." The idea terrified me. Mom's world revolved around community, church, family, all antithetical to what Sarah and I shared. Losing her approval meant isolation. Yet, suppressing this felt like slow suffocation. The next day, I met Sarah in a quiet Brooklyn cafe, the winter chill mirroring my dread. "If we come clean, it could destroy everything," I said. She reached across the table. "Or free us. I've lost family before. It's survivable." Her strength inspired but also highlighted my weakness. "I'm not you," I whispered. We left unresolved, the conflict simmering. Social pressures amplified the strain. At work, my new counseling job exposed me to clients struggling with identity, their stories echoing mine. One teen girl confessed her crush on a friend, fearing parental rejection. Advising her to be true to yourself felt hypocritical as I hid. Colleagues gossiped about alternative lifestyles, their casual bigotry stinging. Then Elena resurfaced, emailing proof of Sarah's past. An old photo of them together post-breakup. "She's playing you," it read. Fury boiled, I showed Sarah. She exploded. "This is harassment." But doubt lingered. Was I a rebound? Our relationship deepened despite the turmoil. Stolen weekends in upstate cabins where we could be ourselves. Sarah opened up about her childhood. Abusive father, repressive mother, shaping her guarded heart. "I push people away to protect myself," she admitted by a fireplace. I shared my fears. Disappointing Mom, who sacrificed everything after Dad's death. She sees me as her success story. In those moments, vulnerability bonded us, but reality intruded. Back in the city, A mutual friend spotted us holding hands, rumors spreading to Mom's circle. The confrontation came swiftly. Mom called me home urgently. We need to talk. Her living room felt like a courtroom. Photos of our happy family mocking me. People are saying things about you and Sarah. Is it true? Her voice trembled. I hesitated, then nodded. Mom, I have feelings for her. Silence exploded into tears. How could you? She's like family. This is wrong, against everything we believe. She invoked Bible verses, her pain raw. Think of your future, your soul. I defended. It's who I am. But she stormed out, leaving me shattered. Sarah arrived later, comforting me. Give her time. But time brought escalation. Mom confided in her church group, seeking guidance, which translated to intervention. Aunts called, urging therapy for my confusion. Mark, hearing the news, texted bitterly. I knew something was off. Isolation set in. Friends distanced themselves, whispers following me. Sarah faced backlash too. Clients questioning her professionalism. Old wounds reopening. This is the price, she said wearily one night. We argued, more stress fracturing us. Maybe this was a mistake, I snapped during a fight. Her eyes hardened. If that's how you feel. Betrayal struck when I discovered Sarah had confided in Elena about our issues, seeking advice. You talked to her? I yelled in her apartment. After everything? She defended. I needed perspective. She's an old friend. But it felt like treason, eroding trust. In retaliation, I distanced myself, ignoring calls. Loneliness consumed me, leading to a reckless decision. Attending a church retreat, Mom suggested, hoping to fix things. There, amid prayers and testimonies, I felt manipulated. The message clear. Choose righteousness over sin. Returning, I confronted Mom. This isn't a choice, it's me. She softened slightly, hugging me tearfully. I love you, but I can't accept this. The partial reconciliation tempted me to end things with Sarah, prioritizing family. I met Sarah to break it off. We have to stop. It's too much. Tears streamed down her face. So you're choosing fear over us? Her words cut deep, but I walked away, heartbreaking. Days blurred into numbness, work suffering, sleep elusive. Mom noticed my misery. Is this what you want? She asked gently. Her question echoed Sarah's, forcing introspection. Then the twist. Elena confessed her sabotage, apologizing via message. I was jealous. Sarah loves you truly. Shock turned to anger at the manipulation. I realized my decisions stemmed from external pressures, not inner truth. Rushing to Sarah's, I found her packing, planning to leave the city. Don't, I begged. I was wrong. We reconciled amid tears, but scars remained. Mom's call interrupted. Come home. We need to discuss this properly. The family meeting loomed, a battleground for my soul. The family meeting unfolded in our living room like a scripted drama. Mom flanked by Aunt Clara and Uncle Tom, their faces etched with concern bordering on judgment. Sarah sat beside me on the couch, her hand in mine a defiant anchor amid the storm. We want to understand, Mom began, voice steady but eyes red-rimmed. But this, it's not what we envisioned for you, Alex. Aunt Clara chimed in, quoting scripture. Love is patient but also pure. The air thickened with moral lectures, each word a barb at our relationship. Sarah spoke up, calm yet firm. This isn't a phase or rebellion. It's love, real and profound. Uncle Tom scoffed. Love? She's twice your age, practically family. The age gap, 13 years, hadn't bothered me, but hearing it weaponized stung. I defended. Age doesn't define us. What we feel does. But doubts crept in. Was this sustainable amid such opposition? Mom pleaded. Think of the community, your career. People talk. Her fear of scandal mirrored mine, but I pushed back. I'd rather be honest than live a lie. The meeting ended in stalemate, relatives leaving with hugs laced with pity. Aftermath brought isolation. Mom withdrew emotionally, conversations clipped. I need time, she said. Friends ghosted, social media unfollows piling up. At work, a client recognized my struggle, sharing her out story. Loss of family but gain of self. The price is high but worth it. Inspired, I sought therapy, unpacking years of repression. Sessions revealed my people-pleasing rooted in Dad's absence, fearing abandonment. Sarah attended some, her own issues surfacing. Commitment fears from past rejections. But external forces escalated. A church acquaintance leaked our story online. Anonymous posts labeling us predatory. Sarah's firm faced client backlash, one pulling a major project. This could ruin me, she admitted tearfully. Guilt consumed me. My indecision had dragged her down. We fought bitterly. You should have known the risks, she accused. I did, but not this, I retorted. In a moment of weakness, I confided in Mom, seeking solace. Maybe they're right, I whispered. She hugged me. Come back to us. Temptation loomed to sacrifice love for acceptance. The ultimate betrayal came from within. Overwhelmed, Sarah reconnected with Elena platonically, but photos surfaced of them at a bar. Just friends, she insisted when confronted. But jealousy raged. How can I trust you? We broke temporarily, her moving to a hotel. Alone, I spiraled, questioning everything. Mom seized the opportunity, arranging counseling with a conversion therapist disguised as support. I attended once, the session manipulative, urging suppression. Horrified, I left, realizing the depth of societal pressure. Reuniting with Sarah, we vowed transparency. No more secrets, she promised. But damage lingered. Then a turning point. Mom found old letters from Dad, revealing his own hidden struggles, perhaps unexpressed queerness. He suffered in silence, she confided tearfully. This cracked her resolve, prompting a tentative olive branch. I don't understand, but I want to try. We met for coffee, awkward but hopeful. Sarah joined, sharing her journey. Mom listened, tears flowing. I fear losing you, she admitted. The vulnerability bridged gaps, but full acceptance remained elusive. As winter thawed into spring, our relationship stabilized but costs mounted. Sarah switched firms, losing prestige. I faced workplace bias, promotion stalled. Social circles shrank, but new ones formed in queer communities, supportive, affirming. Yet, moral dilemmas persisted. Was loving Sarah worth fracturing family? One night, after a pride event, we discussed. We've paid dearly, Sarah said. But I choose you again. Her words fortified me, but echoes of doubt remained. The climax hit when Mom suffered a health scare. A minor heart episode from stress. Blaming our lifestyle. Relatives pressured me to end it. At the hospital, Mom whispered, I love you no matter what. But her eyes begged for normalcy. Torn, I considered the ultimate sacrifice. Stepping back from Sarah to ease Mom's burden. Maybe space, I suggested to Sarah. Devastated, she agreed reluctantly. If that's what you need. The separation gutted me, days blending into grief. Therapy urged self-reflection. Whose life was I living? Realization dawned during a solo walk in the park where we'd first connected. Denying love betrayed myself more than anything. I rushed to Sarah, declaring, I can't lose you. We recommitted, boundaries set with family. Mom, recovering, extended an invitation. Dinner, just us three. It was progress, fragile but real. Yet the journey's toll, lost trust, emotional scars, reminded me of the price. Dinner with Mom marked a tentative truce. The table set with her best china, as if normalcy could be plated like roast chicken. Sarah and I arrived hand in hand, her grip steadying my nerves. Mom greeted us warmly, but tension simmered beneath pleasantries. Pass the potatoes, she said, avoiding eye contact with our linked fingers. Conversation steered safe, work, weather, until inevitability struck. How are things? Between you? Mom asked hesitantly. Sarah answered gracefully. We're happy, building something real. Mom nodded, but her fork clattered. I worry about the world out there. It's harsh. Her concern unveiled layers. Not just doctrine but maternal fear of my pain. I've seen friends shunned, she added softly. I reached for her hand. But hiding hurts more. Tears welled, she squeezed back. I'm trying, Alex. For you. It wasn't full endorsement but a crack in the wall. Leaving, Sarah whispered. That's huge. Yet, victory felt bittersweet, the emotional labor exhaustive. Reintegration brought new challenges. At a family reunion, cousins whispered, uncles avoided us. Aunt Clara pulled me aside. This phase will pass. Frustration boiled, I retorted. It's not a phase, it's me. Sarah supported silently, but later confessed strain. Your family's resistance wears on me. We navigated therapy helping but mended trust frayed under pressure. Then opportunity arose. Sarah's promotion offer in San Francisco. A fresh start, she said excitedly. But it meant leaving Mom my job roots. The choice loomed. Follow love or stay for family. Debating endlessly, pros and cons listed like a counselor's chart. We could thrive there, Sarah argued. Less judgment. Mom, sensing the dilemma, pleaded subtly. Don't go far. Her health fragile post-scare, guilt tugged. In a heated discussion, Sarah accused. You're still choosing them over us. Hurt, I snapped. It's not that simple. The argument escalated, old wounds reopening. Elena's shadow, my indecision. Maybe we're not ready, she said, storming out. Solitude forced clarity. Scrolling through photos. Us laughing in the park, Mom's proud graduation smile. I realized sacrifices defined life. Calling Sarah, I proposed compromise. Visit often, build bridges. She agreed, relieved. But Mom's reaction stung. Leaving me. Tears flowed in her kitchen. It's for my happiness, I explained. She hugged me tightly. Then go. But promised to come back. The farewell mixed sorrow and hope. Settling in San Francisco, the city's vibrancy healed. New friends, open communities embraced us. Sarah's career soared. I found fulfilling work in LGBTQ+ advocacy. Distance softened Mom's edges. Video calls grew warmer, her questions curious rather than critical. Tell me about your life, she'd say. One visit home, she attended a support group for parents emerging changed. I was wrong to push, she admitted. Reconciliation bloomed, but scars reminded of the path. Yet, not all mended perfectly. Lingering prejudices surfaced. A client's bias, a relative's snub. Sarah and I faced our own trials. Jealousy over work demands, debates on marriage. Do we need society's stamp? She questioned, her past making her wary. I pushed for it, craving validation. Compromising, we eloped quietly. Rings symbolizing our victory. Mom attended virtually, her blessing tearful. Be happy. Reflecting years later, the journey's cost. Fractured bonds, emotional toll weighted heavy. But gains, authenticity, love, outshone. Sarah and I built a home. Advocating for others, turning pain into purpose. Mom visited often, her acceptance full, though debates lingered on faith versus identity. In the end was the path of truth, with all its heartaches and betrayals, the right choice, or would denial have spared more suffering?